Hare Krishna. We are in the verse number 3 of the 4th chapter of Bhagwat Gita as it is, which is the transcendental knowledge. In the previous 2 shlokas, we have understood the history of Bhagavad Gita and how it was passed from one generation to other in the Guru Shishya Parampara, that is the disciplic order. Bhagavad Gita was first given to the sun god Vivasvan by Krishna. Then Vivasvan passed on the same knowledge to Manu, who is the father of the entire mankind. And then Manu, in turn, gave this transcendental knowledge to his disciple and son Ikshvaku, in whose dynasty Lord Rama appeared. And it is important to note here that all these kings were Kshatriyas, and the Kshatriyas are meant to rule the kingdom according to the rules prescribed in the scriptures. But then, in due course of time, the most divine knowledge of Bhagavad Gita got distorted and it lost its sole aim. The sole aim of Bhagavad Gita is to develop unalloyed love of Krishna and to become a Krishna conscious person. When Krishna detected that the disciplic succession was broken and the true essence of Bhagavad Gita was lost, then he appeared himself 5,000 years ago to give the transcendental knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Now a question arises that why only to Arjuna and not to the other 4 Pandavas who were equally fond of Krishna as Arjuna? The answer of this question we will get in today's shloka, as Krishna himself is telling us why did he choose Arjuna amongst the Pandavas. So first, let us recite the shloka. Shloka number 3, chapter number 4. Sa evayam maya tedya yogah proktah puranatah bhakto asime sakha cheti rahasyam hyeta uttamam. Sa evayam maya tedya yogah proktah puratanah bhakto asime sakha cheti rahasyam hyeta uttamam. Sah, the same ancient, eva, certainly, I am this, maya, by me, te, unto you, adya, today, yoga, the science of yoga, proktah, spoken, puranatah, very old, bhaktah, devotee, asi, you are, me, my, sakha, friend, cha, also, iti, therefore, rahasyam, mystery, he, certainly, etat, this, uttamam, transcendental. Krishna is telling to Arjuna that very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend. Therefore, you can understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Krishna has clearly said that Arjuna, you are my devotee and my friend. Therefore, you can understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Now let us read the purport of Srila Prabhupada and understand the shlok properly. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnavon ki jai. Srila Prabhupada in his purport, he says that there are 2 classes of men. The first one is the devotee and the next one is the demon. The Lord selected Arjuna as the recipient of this great science owing to his becoming the devotee of the Lord. But for the demon, it is not possible to understand this great mysterious science. There are a number of editions of this great book of knowledge, and some of them have commentaries by the devotees, and some of them have the commentaries by the demons. The commentaries which is given by the devotees is real, whereas that of the demons is useless. Arjun accepts Sri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and any commentary on the Gita following in the footsteps of Arjun is real devotional service to the cause of this great science, which is the transcendental knowledge of the relationship with the Supreme Lord. Srila Prabhupada says that the demonic, however they concoct something about Krishna and mislead the common people and the general readers from the path of Krishna's instructions, they get deviated. And one should try to follow the disciplic succession of Arjun, which is going to be beneficiary for each one. Srila Prabhupada says that here in this Shlok, Krishna tells to Arjun that I am giving you the same ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme because you are my devotee and friend. Now here from Krishna's words, it's very clear that he gave the ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme to Arjun because he was his devotee as well as his friend. So from here we understand clearly that what qualification is required to understand Bhagavad Gita. So for this we need to follow the footsteps of Arjun and become a devotee and a friend of Krishna. Arjun said in the second chapter, Shlok number 8, Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat yachokumuchoshanam indriyanam avapya bhumav asapatnam riddham rajyam suranam apichadhipatyam. Here in this Shlok, Arjun very clearly says that Krishna, only you can drive away my sorrow and grief. No one other than you can help me to remove this sorrow and grief. This is called firm faith and conviction. Arjun knew it very confidently that only Krishna can help him to come out of his grief and sorrow. It's important for us to learn from Arjun that he said to Krishna that only you can help me to come out of this situation and no one other than you can help me. This is called strong belief in Krishna. Now we have come to know about the secret of developing friendly and loving relationship with Krishna, because without being a devotee and a friend of Krishna, the divine knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is impossible to be understood. Arjun said to Krishna, you are Paramam Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Shashvatam Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam Vibhum, Ahutvam, Rishah Sarve, Devarshi, Naradah Tatha, Asito, Devalo Vyasah, Swayam Cheva, Bravishi me. Arjun said, Krishna, you are the Supreme Brahman, the ultimate, the supreme abode and purifier, the absolute truth and the eternal divine person. You are the primal God, transcendental and original, and you are the unborn and all-pervading beauty. All the great sages such as Narad, Asit, Deval and Vyas proclaim this of you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. So we see that Arjun boldly declares that Krishna, you are Param Brahma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this kind of announcement is possible only by a devotee and a friend who has complete faith in Krishna and loves Krishna unconditionally. Srila Prabhupada says that when a person wants to seek a job, he is expected to have a certain qualification. Or if a student wishes to seek admission in a degree college or in a university, he is also expected to have a certain qualification to be able to get admission in the university or degree college. When qualification is so important in every field in this material world, which is temporary, then when it comes to gain the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, which is eternal and which re-establishes the forgotten relationship with the Supreme, it also requires the basic qualification to be able to understand Bhagavad Gita, and that requirement is to be a devotee and a friend of the Lord, the way Arjun is a devotee and a friend of Krishna. Now we have understood clearly the importance of being a friend and a devotee of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada says that the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is only for the devotees and not for the demons. And devotees and demons are two types of human beings. Demons are the people who are envious of Krishna and they speak all kinds of bad words about Krishna. And I'm sure that we are well acquainted with it. For Krishna, these demons say that Krishna married 16,108 girls and then he had so many girlfriends in Vrindavan. So he was a womanizer. Such things are spoken by demons and not by devotees. Devotees know fully well that who Krishna is. Then they know it very well that Krishna is absolute Brahman and there is no difference in his body and soul. Krishna is absolutely spiritual. This knowledge of Krishna is lacking in the demons, so they tend to speak all sorts of nonsensical and illogical things about Krishna. Srila Prabhupada says that there are many editions of Bhagavad Gita which is available all over the world, and the commentaries given by the devotees is certainly useful for the public, but the commentaries by the demons are useless for the people, because after reading the Bhagavad Gita commentaries by the demons, no one will be able to understand who Krishna is, who are they, and what is the relationship with Krishna. So the entire purpose of Bhagavad Gita is lost and defeated. So it's important that Bhagavad Gita has to be understood only by a person who is a devotee and a friend of Krishna. This combination is the prerequisite to be able to understand the most secretive knowledge of the relationship with the Supreme Lord. Now let's try to understand that why is it called a secret. First of all, secrets are shared only with very close friends. And then Prabhupada says that in the previous chapter, that is in the Karma Yoga, Krishna very systematically explained to Arjun how to employ the senses, mind and intelligence in the service of Supreme Lord. And by doing this, automatically the most powerful and uncontrollable senses and mind become controlled by the Supreme Controller Krishna, who is Rishikesh. Srila Prabhupada further says that in the modern world, people have learned the science of how to land on moon and how to go to the other planets, and people are making many scientific advancements also. But there is no science which teaches people how to control the uncontrollable senses and the mind. And this technique of controlling and disciplining the senses and the mind is only given in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna himself. In the second chapter, Krishna gave a detailed knowledge about Atma and Anatma. Atma means soul, and Anatma is the body made of 5 material elements. All this knowledge is not given in any school or college, which will elevate the person from the material life to the spiritual life. This is why it is called a secret which is not known by many. And to be able to understand the secret of knowledge of this spiritual science, it is a must that one becomes a devotee and a friend like Arjun, who has complete faith in Krishna, that only Krishna can bring him out of the delusion of all sorrows and grief. Now I am sure that we have properly understood that why Krishna chose only Arjun amongst all others to give the topmost secretive knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna for the benefit of each one of us. Now we have to decide what we have to become and whose footsteps we have to follow. The next verse is going to be a very interesting one. Arjun is unable to believe and understand something, so he asks a question to Krishna, which we will get to know the next week. I thank each one of you for listening to the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita very attentively. Please give your comments, and in case you have any questions, then please do write in the comment box. Please share the Bhagavad Gita shloks with your other contacts, as this is the ultimate way of doing kindness and doing service to Bhagavad Gita. I thank Srila Prabhupada for guiding us and for giving us the most secretive knowledge of Bhagavad Gita in a very easy manner. I thank my Shiksha Guru, Hari Mohan Das Prabhuji, for continuously guiding me at every step. Now we shall meet the next week with the very interesting question put up by Arjun to Krishna. Till then, keep chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare